Welcome, everybody. Go ahead and get the service started. If everybody can please take a seat in a timely fashion. Thank you all for being here today. Wonderful Sunday, beautiful sunshine outside. Thank you for donating some of your sunshine time today for the church. Appreciate that. I'm Reverend Steve Adkins. I'm the pastor of the church. I'd like to just ask everybody to do a couple of housekeeping rules. Please silence your cell phones unless you're medical or law enforcement personnel. There's cold drinks in the back fridge, hot drinks and donuts on the table. Bathrooms are down the hall. Quick right, quick left. Help yourself to any of the above during the service. We're not really bound to tradition here, so enjoy yourself and have a good time here today. I'd like to have Doris light the 3 candles symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit to start the service. Thank you. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the first time. Dear Father God, we give thanks for this moment here today. May we sense the movement of you within all our lives, individually and collectively. May we feel that love and hope brought by that connection and that hope. May we express that love and hope to all that we encounter today, thought, word, and deed. And may we feel that love for ourselves, uplifted more than we were when we came here today, and being more as we go forward with the day. Amen. Amen. The next portion of the service is a thought for the day from the pastor. This is where I bring forth something that has challenged me to come across my mind and put it into a spiritual perspective through some philosophy that I'm trying to bring into the outer world. I call it turning spiritual knowledge into spiritual wisdom. What came across my mind today is that there was a time when I felt that I had to have everybody agree with what I said. None of us have ever been like that. And we still get into that mode sometime today. But what I've come to realize is that I'm not obligated to prove what I say is true. And I'm not obligated to prove to someone else what they say is false or not agreeable to me. It's to exchange an experience when you're speaking to somebody. Listen to what they say, take it in for what it's worth, and just move on with it. There's no need to sit there and debate the fact of who's right or who's wrong. I don't think you have to feel obligated to do that. There's a saying when I was in another group trying to sober up many years ago. I did manage to get sober. I haven't drank since I was 35 now. But there was a saying they said people have the right to be mistaken. So you just let them be mistaken if that's what you think they are, and allow them that right. There's another thing that came across my mind. I come from a pretty rough background, pretty rough upbringing, and people, when I first got on the spiritual path, people were telling me, well, be kind to everybody, and the world will be easier on you. And I thought that if you were kind to everybody, they'd be kind back. But that's not necessarily the case. And what came to me in my meditations this week was the reason I should be kind is because it changes me. Not because it changes anybody else, but because it changes me and it changes how I perceive the world around me. If I'm outward and kind and giving to people, I'm the one that receives the benefit from that. Sometimes other people do. Sometimes you help people step up and step out. But the primary benefit to being kind is you are changing how you are and what you are by that belief. You're practicing what you believe. Now, I'm not advocating going up to somebody who's being aggressive or unkind to you and try to be kind to them, but as a general rule, when that happens, you can just be reserved. You don't have to be confrontational. That's a way of being kind, by not egging on the situation, by not pushing it to a confrontational point. But that was something interesting that came to me in my meditations, and I'm still thinking about that. You be kind because it changes you, not because it changes anybody else. It changes your perception. It brings in a more gentle feeling from spirit about that you feel in your life all the time. And if you're looking outside for proof of that, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be happy about it, because people take it as it comes. I remember a friend of mine told me one time, he said, I'm just too kind. He had just gotten screwed over something, and actually I was the one that got the short end of the stick. I had loaned him my truck and a trailer, an old truck and an old trailer, not worth $1,000, the two of them together, because he was starting a business. And he always employed under people that were coming out of rehab centers and detox centers to give him a leg up. And he had given this one guy cash to go buy materials, and he hadn't seen the guy in 2 days, nor my truck or trailer. So he said, I'm just too kind to people. I said, no, don't feel you're too kind. The world doesn't have enough kind people in it. You know, you get the rewards for being like that. And he said, well, what about your truck and trailer? I said, well, if our friendship can't stand the test of an old beat-up truck and trailer, we ain't got much of a friendship, do we? So, you know, you have to be there with people. You can't be driven into your emotions. You have to stay on that spiritual walk, and it works out a lot more than it doesn't. So thank you for listening, and we'll go. The next portion of the service is the spiritual healing portion. I'm going to have Judy and Lorraine do the healings today. For those that are new here, the way that this works is, as the chairs become vacant, you can go up. Askhen's going to lead us in a guided meditation. During the meditation, you'll hear this, which means a chair has become vacant. So you can enjoy the meditation and still get a healing if you want. Usually the 3 chairs on the back there are the ones that are vacant. So if you go back there and have a seat, I'll move you forward as the healers become vacant. So we'll start this by reading the prayer for spiritual healing. It's on the hymnal, back of the hymnal in bold. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's get ready for the meditation. Find a comfortable position to sit. Feet straight on the ground. Palms up in your laps. Close your eyes. Take in a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. With your exhale, let go of the tension, stress in your physical body. Let go of the thoughts that are occupying your mind at this time. When you exhale, just breathe it out. Let it go for now. Bring your focus and your awareness to your breath. Try to listen to your breath. Just follow your breath. That is taking you deeper and deeper within yourself. To a very peaceful and quiet presence within. It feels very calm and soothing. Connect with this peaceful presence while you breathe. Repeat to yourself quietly, I am at peace within and with my surroundings. Sensations flowing along with your breath throughout your entire body. I am at peace within. This is the true state of your being. You are meant to be at peace always. Embrace this peaceful aspect of your consciousness and be still. Be still within. For it is in this stillness you experience wholeness. For it is in this quietness and silence you feel content, content with who you are. You are an infinite being, a multi-dimensional being. Embrace this infinite aspect of your being. Just breathe in this stillness. Feel your consciousness shifting higher higher to your forehead and above your head, connecting you with your higher self, to the presence of God, with a brilliant ball of light. Connect with your higher self. There are no thoughts in this state of consciousness. It is a pure and perfect state of being. Connect with this mighty presence and just be. Breathe in and breathe out and just be in this heightened state of awareness. In your consciousness, expanding further and connecting with the universal consciousness. As you connect, you start remembering that you once existed as a pure and perfect thought in the mind of your Creator. That thought evolved into segments of lights and into sentient beings. As you remember, you become aware of that creative power that created the entire universe. And that perfect thought is within you. It is the spark of your spirit that is connected with the universal light and creation. Connect with this infinite power and know that you have the power to create your realities. You have the power to manifest and materialize your thoughts, your intentions that serves your highest good and the highest good of all. Become aware of this mighty presence that is within your consciousness. Put it into action. While you are in your physical reality, in the human body, that creative force is within you. in action. Manifesting, materializing. Rising above the human conditions and the limitations. Focus on the perfection that is within each soul. In God's mind, we are all perfect. With God's heart, we are all connected. Become aware of God's unconditional love and compassion that is within your heart. That is capable of loving everyone, everybody, unconditionally, including yourself. Think of someone that you may know is in need for healing at this time. Anyone that you may know is going through hardship, difficulties, or health issues. Focus on your heart. Open your heart. And direct this God's loving healing energy to that individual. See the person receiving the energy straight through the heart. Send this healing energy to the universe, to our planet. Let this healing energy embrace Mother Earth. And humanity everywhere. Let this healing energy reach the ocean, the animals, the plants, the minerals. While you breathe, feel everything and everybody breathing with you. With the same breath. Breath of God. You'll become one with Him. And with all. You become one with Him and with the entire creation. and know that we are one. We are one. We all originated from the divine source of oneness. In essence, we are one. I am you, and you are me. And in this unity and harmony, we live together with peace, love, and acceptance. Because we are one. We are one. These thoughts and vibrations in your breath. Become aware of your breath. That is bringing you back slowly. Become aware of your physical body. Engage with your physical senses. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. To the here and now.
The church is so blessed with the people that do the working in the service, the meditation, the music, the healers. Just a wonderful combination, and all you great people coming here to add your part to it. Thank you all. I might be the pastor, but if I'm standing here by myself, that's not doing much good, is it? So we all help. Next portion is a lecture from the Inspirational Side of Life. Today's lecturer is Sagar. He was born in India. His upbringing has caused him to observe and participate and respect all other religions with reverence for their customs and traditions. He has an awareness of such things as Vedic astrology, mediumship, intuitive ability, and healing. Through these gifts, he's able to connect to your loved ones and bring them back with evidence. Today, he's going to do a lecture today, and I'm sure that the next part will be when he brings them back to you. But today, right now, he's going to do a lecture today. Please welcome my friend and inspirational speaker, Sagar.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And it's a great pleasure and honor to be here once again. It's always great to see smiling faces and curious faces with question marks, etc. It's a great thing. Before I go into the lecture part or the talk part, I speak from the heart, and my inspiration is through spirit, so that's how it flows. And my words are not only for you, they are just as good for me. So, with that, as I was preparing for my talk, I put it out there, the Spirit gave me what I need to do. So this is what they gave me. A list. Sitting at work, I was just going through a few things, trying to figure out where the balance is. So the word that populated in my mind was opposites or polarity. And as I was going through, so these are the few words that I went through. I will do the polarities or the opposites, but within your own mind, the first impression, the first thought that comes, just keep that in attention. So the first was irony. The opposite or polarity was consideration. Second was happy. Opposite was sad. Third was joy. The opposite was sorrow. Cheer. despair, night, day, dream, believable, duality, forthrightness, gloom, sparkle, opposite, similar, one, none, elated, de-spirit, blessing, curse. The interesting part of this list was what was going on with me at that time that it populated. I was sitting there mesmerized by life and all in awe and wonder. Everything was moving in front of me. I was reflecting on my own state of mind, my own state of being at that point, and everything was awesome. I was at the great, satisfying job, physically doing pretty good. I'm doing good in other aspects of my life. My mediumship is blossoming one day at a time, one moment at a time. And I'm observing this, and I'm observing the prosperity, the well-being, the wellness, the wholesomeness that I'm achieving, one moment at a time. At the same time, as I'm going through this thing, I'm following the fineness of the fear, the sensibility of threat, the sense of, oh, what happens if things change? Oh, what goes on? So for me, as I was observing, it was just like old-fashioned slideshow. You move one slide to the other, you would see that middle strip go past it. But within this thought, there was no membrane, there was no filter, there was no way to discriminate when one thought finishes and the next one starts. So for me, this was like, it just took my breath away to understand how we can go from being happy and elated in one time and suddenly move into sadness and despair. We can shift very easily, and we do that every day. We do that in every part of our life. We go through balancing our checkbook, we go through everything is paid. Oops, too close to being in the red, too close to being in the red. We go through, we drop that vibration all of a sudden. Same thing with our health situations. We are healing, we are into the same track. But if there is some underlying things with our genetics, we cannot ignore that we do dip into that factor. What if this thing happens to me? We may be fine right now. We are celebrating that right now situation in our lives, but we do shift into that thing. Same thing, having an employment is equivalent to having great benefits from work. You shift into that mode of, what if I lose my job? What's going to happen to my benefits? I have certain things I need in my life. So for me, it was wonderful as I was sitting there and examining my own life, like I could feel that thing coming closer. There was nothing, there was no membrane there. It was just right behind it. So I had to move back over there. I'm going to stay in this happy zone. So I asked myself not allow myself to get into the point and place of fear where it would become challenging and it will spiral me down. Take me down in a different zone. I had to keep my mind there, my vibration there. So with that base thought, I started to explore the rest of the duration till this morning, until right now. What is working? The conversation piece is here, natural law of polarity, or opposites. Everything within our minds, within our lives, within our situations, both things equally exist. Without the day, we cannot appreciate night, and vice versa. Without the cold, we cannot appreciate the warmth, and vice versa. And in many other things, without being stressed, without being challenged, we cannot appreciate harmony. We cannot appreciate the goodness of life. So, for me, the polarities do exist. Within this realm of polarities, examined within our own lives, how we draw things to ourselves is the same thing. Every time we hold a desire within our thoughts, within our minds, we are creating the possibilities of manifesting it. Because when the desire exists, the possibility of fulfilling it also exists at the same time. It may happen its own course, it may happen right in this moment, right at this minute, or it may happen in 3 years from today, but it is a part of the process. once you hold a desire for any given thing, there exists a possibility of achieving that. Before you go to the end result, this is how I would encourage each and every one of us to examine life. When we put out a desire to manifest something, for example, a great job, we want to have a job that suits our purpose and needs. We start off with that desire. We may find a job that meets half of those criteria. That does not mean we fail to create what we're looking for. It only means that we are only halfway there. We are not quite there to the fullness of it. So we need not stop ourselves, but enjoy that halfway mark and see it's not the same as where you started, but you're somewhere progressively moving forward. Keep moving with it to the next level. Achieve what you really desire in life. Same thing with prosperity. If we are looking prosperity or added income to our lives, hold the desire to have that amount of money that suits your needs. And understand that within this desire, you are co-creating a possibility that it will manifest. Once we put out the desire, the object becomes to pay attention. And that's where the trick lies. You pay attention. What comes your way? Who are you looking at? What are you talking with? Who are you talking to? What are the responses? That is where the key is, to become sensitive enough to be aware of what is happening. Sometimes our schedules override our life. Sometimes our egos override our understanding. Sometimes just the despair kicks in a little too quick, a little too soon, where it says, this cannot be done, it's not possible. But you have to understand that awareness is a key factor of manifesting that thing. Same thing if we are looking for a solution for health. You know, if you're having a hard time, you're challenged with health, it's only because the polarity exists within ourselves. There's something good at the end of it. At some point in a week's time, in a day's time, in a month's time, at a certain amount of time, the polarity exists where greater health exists for you. So keep that stride forward. To move in that one direction is where the awareness part is. To take the right step. Looking in the internet, you find a little dot going on here, look for this something, and you find that something. You find a recipe that works for you, something that's suitable to our lives. There is a mortgage reprieve somewhere. There's a lot of student loan reprieve going on right now. So there are things that if the awareness is there, the media is also kicking in and providing us to explore those options. So between polarities, it's a great example. Who has tried to get the closest parking spot? And as you get to that parking spot, you put it out there, I need that closest parking spot. You may be fine and healthy as it gets, but still you have the desire to be closest to the parking lot. So when you're putting out the desire, you have created that possibility that if not in the first go-around, maybe in the second, if not in the second, maybe about the fifth time you go around, you find that spot. Right? I have done it. I'm sure everybody does it. Everybody does that. I go around and around, plus I have a fuel economy cars that really don't matter. I can take 10 turns, but at the same time, when you create the desire, you have created the possibility somebody will pull out and you will be able to park closer. That's the instant fact of saying how polarity works. It's not about good or bad or negative or positive. It's if one exists, the other one gotta exist. So if we examine our lives, if we are healthy, if we are prosperous, if we are manifesting our dreams, that other opposite end also exists. So the key factor is to stay in awareness, to keep within those vibrations, and keep yourself elevated so that you just vibrate on that node and you harness from $1 to $10 to $100, but never go back. Keep moving, multiplying in the forward motion. And that's the key of awareness, to stay in the harmony of the energies. The law of attraction has done many wonders, and this becomes a part of law of attraction or law of prosperity, the law of polarity. And I've already mentioned some part of it, but that's a primary key to make the law of attraction operational in anybody's life, in any aspect of your being, how you draw in things. Same example, if we are using our dream goal, some of us to be the best intuitives or the best mediums out there or the best healers, is the same thing. The desire to achieve to that point exists within our heart, within our beings, within our soul level. It allows us to get to that point one step at a time. In 2003, my first class with Reverend Steve Askhen in Casadega Church, where he's starting to teach again in the same building. I remember clear as daylight, he shared his life story. He said there were a lot of mediums back in the days that kind of told him that it's not his deal, he needed to step back and not pursue that thought. But he said his desire was stronger enough to achieve what he has achieved in his life right now. So there's a great example sitting right here between us, that when we take our desires from that aspect, we know what we're asking for, we know what we need in our lives. We'll get to it. And that was a wonderful moment this morning. I was going through in my mind, in my heart, where the link is, where is the connection in our spiritualist journey is. All the spiritualists that have manifested the lifestyle for us spiritualists that exist here is because of their desire. They wanted to see the philosophy, the religion, the precepts, the natural laws to be so simple and harmonious. They kept their desires to create this life for us. Going through challenges of obtaining land, traveling from far up north, navigating the treacherous woods of Florida or any other state, wherever all the spiritualist camps are. They have held their desire so strong to create this beautiful landscape for us. Even if you are not a spiritualist, within your own perception of belief system, whatever your belief is, all the people, all the pioneers that have come through from the primitive ages to this point, they have created something for you which is much desirable. Not everybody has 100% of everything, but everybody has something of something. Keeping our desires and our focus this is what I believe is operating in my life today, and I can be the best example for anybody out there because I'm examining it, I'm testing it, I'm proving it, and I'm learning from it. So whenever I have a desire, I put it out there, and things work, things happen. So the ability to manifest things at a smaller level or a mediocre level or a greater level, all of those steps exist within me that I draw things into my life in that form. Another example from my own life, last year I went to Lilydale, New York. It was just a thought, I wish I would go there. I put it out there, somebody made a contact, and I said, I wish I had an economical place to stay. One person opened their bedroom for me, I had a place to stay. I was able to drive up there, stay there for 5 days, attend the whole Congress, Spiritualist Congress, and come back. No problem whatsoever. My desire to be there manifested right in front of my own eyes. All I had to do is just blurt it out to the universe. I wish I could do this. I desire to be there. There are many other examples within each and every one of you where you would say, you have asked for it and it has happened for you. And other times you've asked for it, you've cried for it, you've dragged yourself, but it has not happened for you. It's probably, you're not even at the halfway point there. But the sincerity of the desire also counts if there is no malice, if there is no... Another aspect of greed attached to it, things become more easy and more free to navigate because you're not measuring it at all times. You're just waiting to enjoy that particular purpose manifest in our life. Another example of desire. So we all, at some point or the other, has to have buy a car, right? So you start looking for a car. Then you go from a car to a specific car. And then within the specific car, you go to a specific brand. And as soon as you hit that comfort zone, okay, this is what feels desirable. How often have you noticed on the road, you've seen that car like 10 million times, right? Your desire takes you to that point in place. It shows you that the possibility exists there. Then it's up to you to navigate how to get to it, because that's a part of the process, you know? Like we said in the healing prayer, I will do my part. A great part of us is committing to that responsibility, and I will do my part. So for me, within the realm of polarities, allow yourself to sit in silence, sit in your own skin and understand what you're needing in life. If it's healing, if it's money, if it's success, if it's living in a mansion, what is that really brings a smile on your face most naturally and most simply? And see where the desire leads you to. Feel that there is no fear in that moment, there is no threat, there is no challenge. Everything that's operating within those energies is nothing but harmonious, pleasant, joyful, playful, because with play, everything becomes very natural. And our soul, the universe, the seed of us, like Reverend Diane Davis says, our soul creates joyfully and impeccably. There is a great way to understand how things are working for each and every one of us. So we leave here in this beautiful, nice, air-cooled temperature, and when we go outside, there's definitely going to be a polarity attached there. So that would be our first test, like, oh, can we experience this? Can we handle it or not? But trust me, within your own self, there is a desire to be someplace, somewhere successful in life, and everybody and anybody can achieve it. It's even possible in relationships. I just had a great session yesterday with an individual when I said, instead of recreating a relationship with the individual that you're looking at, create a new one. Because when you add a prefix, recreate, you're creating something that already exists. So if you are looking at rejuvenating a relationship or salvaging a relationship, be it romantic, be it personal, be it friendship, create a new one. Understand that desire of having that thing in your life do exist, and you will get there. Thank you for listening. I'm trying to stay balanced within the polarity. Thank you.